Good morning. It's Miss Trees. How are y'all doing today? I hope you had a nice restful weekend. Today we're starting the story From Places We Go. This is an informational text, which means is it fiction or nonfiction? Well, if it's true, it means it's a what? Nonfiction. A nonfiction story because fiction is make-believe and not necessarily true, and nonfiction is true. It's based on facts. So this is the story we're going to be reading, Places We Go. The story is on page 99 in your book. So flip to page 99 in your book. I'll give you a little time. "99 is just before what number? 100. Now you'll see some vocabulary words that you should have done yesterday. These vocabulary words right across the top. I can't write these vocabulary words down for you because my screen is backwards. So if I write these vocabulary words down for you, you'll see it backwards and that won't help you very much. So we're going to go over these vocabulary words together before we read the story. So, starting with community. Community. What do you think a community means? Be thinking of that. Turn to page 100. Turn to page 100. You see right here, it says community in bold print. Remember text features? When we talked about text features, we talked about bold print. Community. It says, a place where people live, work, and play. So a place where people live, work, and play. So that would be maybe either the rural, the urban, or the suburban area. So what I want you to do is turn to page 116. It's the end of the story, page 116. And it says develop vocabulary. Page 116. You'll see right here they have community, and then they have the definition already there for you, the meaning of the word. And as we said before, a community is a place where people live and spend time. You may live in an apartment or a house, so that's your part of your community. A school is part of your community. The grocery store, H-E-B, Walmart, maybe the doctor's office, those are all parts of your community. So if you go back to page 100, there it says the definition of community. So we don't have to write that definition down because they already did it for you. So flip back to page 98. Turn to page 98. And let's look at the next word. The next word is right here. Remember, mine's backwards. Services. Services. Now, in social studies, we talked about goods and services. So let's see if you remember what services is. Can you think of what services is? Services is. Well, now that you've predicted what service means, look on page 101. Well, what does it say on page 101? Services, look on the side. Right here on the side. This part right here. Services are work that help people do to help others. Work that people do to help others. So services, that's where people work that are helping other people. Like what's going on right now. The nurses and doctors, firemen, ambulance drivers, they're all working to help other people. Okay? They're providing a service. Teachers provide a service because we help you learn. Okay, so services are people that help other people do work to help other people. So let's go back to page 116. So go all the way back to page 116. You might want to bend it over, the corner over, so you can keep going back to that page. And right here, where it says, right here where it says services, you're going to write in this box, the definition that it says on page 101. Work that people do to help others. So you're going to take this definition on page 101, and you're simply going to write it right here in this box. Okay, so I'll give you a little time to do that. Okay, hopefully you've gotten that written down. If you don't, that's okay. You can go back and finish writing it down later after we read the beginning of the story. Okay? All right. Flip back to page 98. 98, where the vocabulary words are. And the next vocabulary word is librarian. Librarian. Who's our librarian? Mrs. Hawkins. She's a great librarian. She always read such good stories to us. Okay, so now we're going to go through the story and look on the sides where they're going to tell us what librarian is. Oh, I found it. Did you find it already? Look on page 108. 108. Here it is. It's at the top of the page on page 108. I knew once they started talking about the library that it would definitely be there. Now, do you think the librarian is somebody who does services? Of course she does. She or he takes care of the library and helps you check out books. So, go to page 116. Hold your place at page 108. Looking at page 116. On page 116, right here where it says librarian, you're going to take this definition for librarian, and you're going to copy it right here. So let's see what that definition says. A person in charge of the library. Well, that makes sense, right? If you're a librarian, you're in charge of the library. Okay, so copy that down. I'll give you a few minutes or a few seconds to do that. A person in charge of a library. A person in charge of a library. We should just put Miss Hawkins there. Okay. The next word over on page 98, is a supermarket. A supermarket. Now, you may not have heard the word supermarket before, but when I was young, a long time ago, when I was young, it was called a supermarket because it's a really big market. A market is a grocery store, and it was called a supermarket because it was so big. That's where you find groceries and other kind of stuff you need to prepare food. A supermarket. So what's our favorite supermarket in Texas? H-E-B. Of course, it's the best grocery store in the world. So you flip back over, and this is where we're going to put the definition for supermarket on page 116. So let's go through the text. You can start on page 109, where after we found librarian. And if you just turn the page to 110, I bet you find the definition for supermarket. Look over there on the left. There's a gentleman picking out onions, and right above his picture is the definition for supermarket. Supermarkets, large stores that sell food and other goods. What'd I tell you? So, large stores that sell food and other goods. So you're going to go back to supermarkets and write H-E-B. No, you got to write the definition. You got to write the definition. So where supermarkets is large stores that sell food and other goods. So you're going to write that down. I'll give you a few seconds. Excuse me. Okay. The last one is hospital. Right here. Hospital. So start where we found supermarket and go to page, ooh, that's a long definition, 112, and it has a big picture of an emergency room. It has a big picture of the entrance to an emergency room. So you look up there and it says a place where doctors and nurses care for sick or injured people. Okay, that's a little bit longer definition, so I'll give you a little bit more time. You write that here where it says hospital. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now we have our definitions all done. So we know what these important words mean for our text. So I want you to go back to the beginning of the story, and we're going to read to page 107. Okay, this is the first day of reading, so we're going to read to page 107. This is, again, a nonfiction book because it's real. It's based on facts. So, what is a community? Hooray for the community. A community is a place where people live, work, and play. It is made up of neighborhoods. There, you will find homes and people. Who lives in one of those neighborhoods? You. That makes you a part of a community. People in a community help each other and work together. They share roads, parks, and buildings. Over on page 101, can you name some buildings in a community? They include markets, schools, libraries, and hospitals. Many people work at those places. They provide goods and services. Goods are things that people can buy or borrow, such as foods and books. So we get those goods in supermarkets like H-E-B and Walmart. Services are things that people do for each other. Teaching and medical care are services. Just like we talked about, services are things that nurses and doctors and teachers and librarians do for you. Turn the page to page 102. School. Where do many kids go to learn? School. Most kids start kindergarten around age 5. That is the first year of elementary school. Some of you may have started in kindergarten, but a lot of you started in pre-K. So you got a little bit of an extra start because the law says that you start school in kindergarten, but if you get to go in pre-K, that's even better. Teachers plan lessons for many subjects. They teach math, reading, science, and social studies. Kids usually stay in one classroom for most of the day. They may go to other teachers for art, music, library, and gym. Go to page 103. Middle school often starts in grades 6 or 7. Then kids go to high school in 9th grade. High school lasts for 4 years. When students graduate, they get an award called a diploma, which all of y'all will get because all of y'all will go to high school and graduate and get a diploma because you had a fabulous set of 2nd grade teachers, Miss Trees and Miss Luker. Go to page 104. Just turn the page. Middle and high school kids have many teachers. Each teaches a different subject. Students may start the day in a homeroom class. Ding! A bell often tells them when it is time to change classes. In our class, what was the bell telling us at 10 o'clock every day? Do you remember? Oh, there goes my phone. The attendance bell. Oh, the dogs are barking. Sorry about that. The attendance bell was the one that always went off at 10 o'clock, remember? And you would always say, attendance, Miss Trees. Look on page 105. Schools are an important part of the community. They bring people together. Many students go to after-school activities. They join clubs and play sports. Some kids take part in plays, band, or chorus. People in communities can watch the sports games. They can also attend the plays and concerts. The after-school programs like ACE, and some of y'all are in basketball, soccer, baseball, karate, and different things. Dance, cheerleading, fun stuff that you get to do after school. Turn the page to page 106. Now we're talking about the library. The library is a popular place in communities. It is filled with thousands of books. A library's media center has movies, music, and sound recordings of books. People in the community can borrow the books and media for free. How can you do that? It's easy. Get a library card. It shows that you are a library member, just like the yellow library cards y'all have. Page 107. Some people go to the library to read. Others go to do research. People also use computers there to go on the internet. They may read news from home or email friends and family, just like y'all do when you use the computer. Okay, so that's the end of the part of the story we're going to read right now. What I want you to do, if you can, or with your parents, read that part of the story one more time. And then tomorrow, we will continue reading on page 108. Don't go ahead. Wait for me to read more of the story. So, I want you to be thinking about the different places that serve your community and how that helps you and your family. Talk to your parents about it and have them tell you the different places that you get help in your community. Okay? Anything else? Any questions? Oh, that's right. You can't ask me any questions. Anyway, I sure had lots of fun talking to you, and I hope to see you real soon. I love you. Take care and be safe. I'll be looking forward to a video tomorrow. Bye-bye.